Welcome back to the channel. This is Eddie Star Tarot, and today I'll be doing a reading for the zodiac sign Scorpio. Scorpios, I'm going to do something a little different today. I'm going to structure my readings. So Friday, I'm going to be doing more spiritual readings. I want to help others advance. I believe in the awakening process. I believe also in evolution, for us to be able to grow within the spiritual side of things. So I will be using two decks today, and the decks are the Secret Language of Light and the White Light Oracle. The reason why I chose these two decks is because they're very powerful. They're very spiritually oriented, and I also want to talk to you guys a little bit about myself. The reason why I started this journey, and the reason why I want to walk people through the chaos, through the discord, through the trials, and to get you guys to a place of more of enlightenment, to a higher vibration, a higher consciousness, so you guys can in turn do that for others. There is a process, and there are many steps, and I had some people, fortunately, that brought me through it, and there was a lot of things that I bumped my head and learned myself. So I believe in giving back. That's one of the huge things. But you guys, a little bit, and I'll make this quick so we can get into the reading, but I had a pretty much a weird life, man. I struggled. I have all the things that most of us have when we awaken, right? I am empathic. I'm very intuitive. I have mediumship skills. I haven't really enhanced that, but I can obviously read tarot. I read energy, but I struggled throughout my life. I didn't give it any attention, and I was, like I said before, deeply embedded within the matrix. I was following a path that I believe that others would have me follow, and I suffered for it. I was miserable, and I had a very hard time. The beginning of my life was difficult. I grew up with abuse, severely abused, domestic violence within the home, gang violence, stuff like that, and I just grew up in a place where I had to learn survival, and I took those coping mechanisms that I learned as a child into my adulthood. And I always came from a place where I wasn't enough, or I didn't have enough, or I was surviving. When I first picked up alcohol, it was a game changer for me. I was able to release all the fears, all the pain that I was dealing with. The only thing is that coping mechanism doesn't aid. It didn't help me. Not in the aspect of it stunted my growth as opposed to helping me ascend or evolve. It kept me at a certain state, and I made some unwise decisions, right? I got to the place where it deteriorated my life. It got me to a place where I lost everything, and it was evolutionary as well. So instead of growing my life within spirituality and ascending, I grew my life being manipulative, being a bad person, not being something that was giving back to humanity. I was taking from it what I can take from it right now, right? I had gone to rehab before, but this last time it was the age of 33 is when things really changed for me, because I had lost everything, and the deterioration. I literally was homeless. I came from the gutter, to be honest with you, and there was nobody who could help me at that time period. I was a lost cause at that point, and I was spared. And I feel like God was the huge. I believe was the deciding factor, right? And I didn't want to be here as well. And that is my story condensed to a very small. Obviously, there's a lot of actions that happened, but I had a spiritual awakening after 6 months of being sober, and like it happened many times before, I just pushed through it. You know what I mean? And there was a lot of miracles that were happening in my life, and I got involved with spirituality, and it's been great ever since. And not to say that it hasn't been hard, and it's not to say that I haven't gone through trials, but spirituality, the awakening process, and everything within it is transformed and changed my life. I'm not perfect. I don't say that I am, and I just teach this stuff because I feel like it can help another person, and that's what I believe. I believe that I'm supposed to be here on earth to serve other people in any way that I see fit. Ideally, you guys, when we serve other human beings, it's the things that we think that make us low. It's the things that are darkest secrets. Those things are meant for us to heal from, and then help others heal from the same. That is when cycles. That's when you transmute and you help the planet as opposed to hurting it. And people come from the planet and they go back to it. So everything that we do here counts, and everything that we do here matters. With that being said, let's get into it, you guys. So, Spirit, what do we have for Scorpios? Forgot who I was reading for. Scorpios. Spirit, what do we have for Scorpio? Okay. So we have the soul name card coming out. Grounding. And then on the bottom of the deck, we have authentic truth. Wow. Okay, so 2 of these cards came out before. I want to first and foremost talk about, let's talk about your guys' soul name. When this card comes out, you guys, this is, to me, this is the inclination that we have something more going on than what meets the eye, what's happening here on Earth. Part of the awakening process, when I've experienced this in many different ways, you guys, many different experiences. One was when I did Bufo Alvirin Ivirus. It's pretty much a DMT experience, right? I obviously I didn't do this to get high. I did this for the aspect of having a transformative situation happen. And during this process, what these processes do, you guys, it's called plant medicine. I don't condone everyone doing it, but it was one of the situations where you just know that there's something more going on in the universe. It's not just this experience, right? It's much bigger than what we think. Also, I also had a couple near-death experiences where I literally saw angels, one, and the other thing is that what the information that was told to me, it's just way beyond the knowledge of human beings, right? It's almost it's coming from a place where there's just something more to the world, right? And when I see soul name, this tells me, Scorpios, I don't know why I keep forgetting. It's been a long day. So Scorpios, when I see this, you're asking, who am I and what am I doing here? And those are major questions to ask. When you ask, what's your soul name? This is a higher perspective of you. You are a divine being. You have a higher self, or there is God. And who you are in your higher self is different from who you are here. You have been programmed to see yourself in a certain way. Your avatar or your body, this experience, is just a portion of you. You're only here to be tested. You're here to learn. You're here to evolve. But when you answer the question of who you are really, where you come from, those questions can really, really bring you to a whole new level. It really does. I'm going to actually read the book meaning for soul name. It says, unlock the mysteries of your soul. You are about to receive the name of your soul. Your soul name acts as a link between your inner and outer worlds, enabling you to merge authentic wisdom into everyday experiences and create a life from your heart. You placed your soul name in your heart before you were born. As you explore your inner world and open your heart, you will discover the name of your beautiful essence. You are ready to awaken your heart and know its absolute fullness. You are safe to discover, connect, and receive. All your dreams and desires will be realized with an open heart. Ask for and be open to receiving the name of your soul. It may arrive in a way you don't expect, but when it does come, You will know it's authentic by the way it feels. Liberate your heart and soul. You are worth it. Yeah, that's amazing. The next card that we have here, guys, as we're moving on, is grounding. This is a beautiful card, you guys. When I say grounding, it's beautiful the way that they put this too, because they have the earth along with the tree, and then we would call this the ethers. This is so much information that I'm being downloaded with right now. One of the huge things that I learned is grounding my energy, grounding it through obviously touching trees or touching nature, getting barefooted or walking on grass, being in sand, nature, or going taking a walk in the mountains. Those are different ways to ground, or going into the ocean, right? Another thing here, you guys, is I'm getting Schumann resonance. The earth. We are in this experience while we are on the earth, right? And we are here as visitors on earth. It's to be said that the earth, this tree, and this star is a representation of what we go through. This meaning the microcosm to the macrocosm. We are small universes within us, as opposed to the actual universe, how big and grand it is, right? You see this happen in many different forms. You can see it in plant life, right? We have the golden ratio. There's this idea of, think about it in the aspect of the mind, the body, and the spirit. Or the mind, the body, and the spirit. It can go either way, right? It talks about us having 3 platforms that we live by. And I say this a lot because the authentic truth says that as well, and we'll get into that. But when we align our mind, our body, and our soul, that's when we are actually in flow. The in flow with life, we're in flow with creation. With that being said, there's 3 platforms, right? You're having a mind experience, a body experience, and a soul experience. We oftentimes we are stuck in the mind experience, or sometimes we're suffering within the body, right? Some of us can have ailments. Some of us can be sick. Some of us can be sick have mental illness. Some of us can be dealing with a disease like alcoholism. Some of us can be dealing with codependency, depression, anxiety. All those things are certain distortions of who we are really, and it all goes back to what we hold within our mind space, what we're telling ourselves, what we're taught, what we think about will become us. Oftentimes we have to ground ourselves back into who we truly are. We are a small earth, if you really think about it. Also think about, if we're visitors here on earth, that means if we are born here and then we end and then go back into the ground, that means that we are here. Mother Gaia is taking care of us. She is our mother for this experience. Yeah, that's what I'm getting. But I'm going to read the book version of what Denise Jarvie's interpretation of this is. It says, anchor into the earth and always feel at home. Circumstance has affected your energy. You may be feeling disconnected, scattered, or overwhelmed. You may be bumping into things or forgetting if you locked the door or turn the iron off when you left home. Stop whatever you're doing and breathe. Let yourself be here. Call your dispersed energy back to your heart. Imagine any imbalance or excess energy flowing into the earth and feel the calmness of nature in exchange. Nature uses the energy for growth and expansion. This is a symbiotic co-creation, creative process that we need to remember and honor. When you recenter, you will begin to feel more aligned, relaxed, and at peace. This may also be a message to spend more time outside. Nature lovingly resets our energy. It holds no judgment, but simply allows and accepts. Beautiful. Yeah, I feel like right now, you guys, maybe you guys feel out of sorts, and that it would be beautiful or helping. It would be an aid to you guys right now to ground your guys' self. You guys, like I said before, your energy might be dispersed, and everything goes back to energy. We are energy at the end of the day. Everything is light and everything is energy. Everything is vibrating. The law of vibrations, right? So make sure, like it said, one of the keynotes there was calling back your energy. When you start to do this, you guys, it's very powerful because you realize that everything has is energy. The body and the mind is actually tethered to the higher self. There is a divine cord that tethers us to our higher self. Also, other people can put energetic cords on us, and so they're siphoning off of our energy. People do that when they're in low vibrations and they're trying to create something, right? Because they can't do that with their own energy because they're in this lower state of being. That's kind of deep, but with that being said, sometimes we have to cut cords. That could be something huge right now because we're talking about energy here. Also, cutting cords and calling back your energy. When we wake up in the morning or go to sleep, it's good to call back our energy because, and you guys, someone can cause this, when we talk like this in spiritual form, the way that looks like in the 3D or here on Earth, someone could be in line and they purposely bump you or they purposely get you out of character to make you yell at them. That's them drawing the energy off of you. That's how they keep the cord. A lot of the times, like how they said, symbiotic relationships can work that way in the aspect of maybe it's the alcoholic and the enabler. Maybe it's a codependent relationship. It doesn't have to be addiction or alcoholism. It could just be a relationship where you guys are drawing off of each other on a daily basis. That means that your energy is going up and going down, going up and going down. It's similar to you being angry. I used to do this, and this was a hard habit to break, but I used to, because I hated my job, my 9 to 5. I was in construction and I was a painter, and I would work really fast and really strong, but at the end of the day, I was so drained. But I was working off of anger. I would literally go through events in my mind of people who hurt me in the past and how I could have said something better or how I could have done something better on that, or maybe even envision myself doing something to that person, right? But what it was doing is I was getting a high off of the anger, and it was fueling me to go out through the day, and it was keeping me uplifted. It sounds really funny, but that's exactly what I was doing. It was burning. But the thing with anger is it comes in fast and strong, but it burns. You are more exhausted, and it zaps you. The same thing I'm talking about here is... I totally lost my train of thought, but what I'm trying to say is that you just have to be careful. There's many different aspects to this. Let's move on, you guys. Just make sure that you're calling back your energy. That's going back to that. Make sure you call back your energy because it's very vital and very important. Moving into authentic truth. This is a beautiful card, you guys, because it talks about us living. We walk our talk. How do they say it? Talk your talk and walk your walk. Walk it like you talk it, pretty much. And our authentic truth is versatile and it's changeable. Our truth can be changed in a fraction of a second. And in just one incident, our truth can change, and it's forever changing. And when we come into the place when we are in authentic truth, we have to make sure that we respect others' truths, because their truth is the truth and our truth is the truth, because there's many aspects to the truth. Now, this isn't made for you guys to make an excuse and say, well, it's my truth, so I'm going to do this, and that. No, this is the aspect of to honor yourself, right? You want to honor your journey. Also, going back to that, your truth, authentic truth, is always changeable. Let's just say, like myself, you guys, what was the example that I used before for another zodiac? Oh, I said that it could be this aspect, you guys. We can be in a place where we say, I was always coming from the aspect that I was always going to be an alcoholic because I could not see myself not doing it, right? So I said, the moment that I tried it, I said, I don't know how I lived without this, and I don't know how I'll ever live without it again. But the only thing is it's not sustainable, just like anger was. It's not sustainable. The only thing that really is sustainable, you guys, that can fuel you is love. Love is enduring. Love is complete. Love is a perfect concept. But it's not a concept. It is just is, right? When I finally got help I stopped and I released the pain. I let go. It changed me. But one of the ways that it changed me, that my truth change, is when I had my near-death experience and I saw something else, right? I got more information. I was able to see from a new vantage point, and I realized that the life that I was living was in low vibrations because of what I was doing, what I was ingesting. So my truth had changed. Now that's a very dramatic example, but it can be as simple as you could live your whole life thinking that, you know, it could be small stuff, right? Like maybe your family, it's generational that you guys have a genetic illness, and maybe you guys just didn't have the information that it was because of what you guys were eating. But the curse is that each family keeps teaching, or every family cycle keeps teaching to eat the same stuff, and all you guys have to do to break that cycle is to not eat it. But you're going to be ostracized by the people around you, because we have moms, dads who get in their feels about, you know, cultural things. They get in their feels about simple stuff like that, right? But that's going to hinder us. But it would just be different if because we're very programmable, right? That was a lot to just say something about authentic truth, wasn't it? I am going to read for it because it also has a very beautiful beautiful interpretation. It says, discover your truth and let others find theirs. The truth will set you free, so long as you recognize there's more than one truth, and that the answers you seek exist beyond the beliefs you hold now. There are many truths in the world. You don't have to believe them all. Just focus on what resonates with you. If you must convince yourself of your beliefs, they are not your truth. Your truth will always fulfill and satisfy. It is unconditional, meaning conditions don't have to change for you to live and feel your truth. There is no right or wrong, but there is a cause and effect, or an action and reaction. Master yourself, not someone else's process. When you change your beliefs, your life changes to match it. To do this, you must be aware of how you feel and practice focusing on what makes your heart sing, not shrink. When you align with your truth, you will flow, feel excited, and believe an authentic life as possible. It is not your truth you will resist. Find it hard to commit and feel indecisive. Why did that sound weird? If it is not your truth, you will resist. Find it hard to commit and feel indecisive. Yeah, that's beautiful, you guys. And really, that's what the journey is all about. You trying to figure out what your truth is, and it's forever changing and forever evolving. Make sure that you're living your truth and you speak it authentically, and make sure that it is working cohesively. Where your mind, what you think and what you say, your actions are in tandem and they're working cohesively with each other. And make sure to stand in your truth, because your truth is medicine to another human being. You guys, I'm going to leave the reading there. I'm not even going to get into the other deck because that is a beautiful read in itself. And you guys, make sure to subscribe. Give me a thumbs up as well if you like the video. It helps my channel grow. So yeah, you guys, I'll catch you guys in the next one. All right, guys.